Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad here with your winter weather update. It is going to be very interesting for some of us over the next several days, but then as we head on into next week, it's really going to get interesting as we have a monster of a storm developing, and it's going to affect just about everyone east of the Rocky Mountains. But first, let's talk about our weekend storm. This is on Friday. This is Friday morning. Now, the time frames I'm giving you, you have to kind of fill in the blanks between them a little bit, and I will try to do that for you. This is the model, once again, that I like to use, the GFS, and it's kind of confusing, but I'll give you some perspective again. There's Chicago, Indiana, there's Florida, the Gulf of Mexico. The storm system itself there is in the panhandle of Texas. You're starting to see some snow develop there in Kansas and Oklahoma, thunderstorms stretching down towards the Gulf. By Friday evening, the system starts working its way out of the Texas panhandle into the mid-Mississippi Valley. Strong thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast and the Gulf Coast states. There's going to be a path of snow right in this area through the day on Friday. Probably 1 to 3 inches if I was going to guess right now, maybe a little bit heavier in some places. As we work our way into Saturday morning, so again, the system moves up towards the northeast. The center of it itself is down in Georgia, but there's a lot of cold air in place, a lot of moisture moving up, and it's a fast mover, so snowfall amounts aren't going to be all that heavy, but this is going to be a Friday night, Saturday morning event for the Ohio Valley. I think maybe 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches is certainly possible. The temperatures are going to be close to the freezing mark, so I don't anticipate a lot of driving issues at this point. It's going to be mainly on grassy surfaces, but we can get some snow burst that could cause some problems on bridges and some overpasses, so watch out for that. Once again, this is Saturday morning. You see the heavier snow right along the Ohio River heading on into Louisville, Cincinnati area. And then as we head on through the day on Saturday, it moves quickly out of here. It's already close to Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia area, so it moves out pretty darn quick. By the afternoon, we'll probably even get a little bit of sunshine right here in the Ohio Valley, a little bit of snow filtering back behind that system. Now, for next week, that's when it really gets interesting. There's the energy moving its way into California. You're going to see a lot of precipitation, heavy snows in the higher elevations of the state of California, but that's the energy that we're going to be watching for next week. So let's go right to it. This is on Monday, midday. Now, these maps are going to be in 6-hour intervals. I think that's probably the best way to explain it because there's a lot going on here. It's really getting its act together there on Monday, midday. Lots of snow in Kansas. This is going to be a huge snowstorm in this area. I'm thinking 5 to 10 inches of snow for some of you, blizzard-like conditions, because the winds are also going to be very, very gusty. As we head on into Wednesday evening, you see it really getting organized. A lot of Gulf of Mexico moisture moving into this system. There's going to be some severe weather, I think, across the southeast over the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. You can see the heavier snows there in the central Mississippi Valley, in the Missouri, and the St. Louis, and even back towards the panhandle of Texas. That's Monday evening. Now let's go to early Monday morning, right around midnight Tuesday morning, I should say, not Monday morning, but Tuesday morning. You see the system, you see this purple right there in southern Illinois, right along the Ohio River. That is extreme heavy snowfall, and this system is going to bring a lot of warm air up, so everything you see here will be changing over to rain. But I think it could start off as very heavy, wet snow by Monday night on into Tuesday morning for portions of Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, Evansville, Columbus, even Indianapolis could get into it. Louisville, I think you may be just south of the very heavy snow, but this system is going to move right across the Ohio River, and those of you in Cincinnati may even get a very heavy snow burst come late Monday night on into Tuesday morning. But you see the cold air swinging behind it, and that's going to cause a lot of blizzard-like conditions in this area, Kansas, Nebraska, as well as Missouri. As we head on into Tuesday morning, look what happens here. You see it's some purple right there in southwest Ohio, southeast Indiana. That could be that heavy snow, but this moisture, this very warm air is working its way towards the north. Give you some perspective because there's almost looks like a Christmas tree, doesn't it? A lot of activity, lots of color going on here. There's Chicago, Illinois. This is Indiana. That's Ohio. Here's the Gulf of Mexico. This area is going to be extreme heavy rain, potentially some severe weather, but as this system will kind of continue work in this direction, you're going to see a lot of cold air filtering behind it. Missouri, portions of Iowa, Illinois, and even down into Arkansas, you're going to see blizzard-like conditions. Because remember, the dark lines you see here, the closer they are and the more we have, the stronger the winds are going to be. Wind gusts easily close to 40 to 50 miles per hour with driving rain and snow across the eastern half of the country. Now this is again Tuesday morning. We're going Tuesday midday. You see here, again, there's Cincinnati. You see now the heavy blue, the strong blue, the purple's moving its way towards the north. Northern Ohio, northern Indiana, portions of Missouri and Illinois. You're going to get a lot of heavy, wet snow. Driving conditions could be problems on Tuesday. See the winds again very strong. There's the center to low just south of St. Louis. And what's interesting here is over the last several days, the model runners are starting to move the storm a little bit further south. So this whole snow band could be drifting a little bit further south as we get closer to the event itself. So again, the models change. This is a monster of a system, so we have to keep an eye on it. But look at all the rain and severe thunderstorms across the Mid-Atlantic region, Tennessee Valley, portions of the Ohio Valley, and stretching down towards the southeast in Florida. You could be under the gun too as far as some very heavy rain and some thunderstorms. Early Wednesday morning, see where the low is now. The last couple of runs have put it closer to Chicago. Looks like it's going to be now a little bit further south, which means in this area here, Lafayette, Fort Wayne, Champaign, Illinois, Chicago, up into Lansing, Michigan, extreme heavy snowfall. Those of us here in the Ohio Valley, we're going to be in the warm sector, so we're going to see rain. It's going to possibly start off with snow, but go back over to rain, and then as the system moves up towards the northeast, that's going to change it back over to some snow. But look at the heavy rain, severe weather along the eastern seaboard. It's going to be a mess also for those of you up into the northeast. And our last graphic here is early Wednesday morning. You see snow behind it. This is going to be some driving snow. Driving conditions on next Wednesday could be a problem. Again, wind gusts very, very strong there. Northeast, look at the purple heading its way on into New England. You could be looking at a half a foot easy, maybe even more than that. This is not a very fast mover, unlike the one that's going to happen over the next couple of days. It's going to take its time, but there's going to be a lot of cold air filtering in behind it, which will give snow maybe another 1 to 3 inches here. But it's really too early to say exactly how much snow we're going to see. But there is a trend. All of next week, there's going to be some more colder air working its way in. So I think for the next several weeks, it's going to be rather chilly across the continental United States. I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Until then, I'm George, the Weather Dad.